What's happening? We're going down!
Hello and welcome back to the Shallow Proclamation. I'm Thomas, and as always I am joined by
Paul.
And we are watching the Dalek invasion of Earth. Is that what it's called?
That is what it's called. Yes.
Which is a classic Doctor Who story from the second series. Paul, you've seen this before, right?
Yeah, I've seen it
Ages
a few
ago.
times, and I've seen the film version, so...
Nice, and I've never seen it before, so this is all new to me. And we are on episode 5. Yeah, is it going to show the sliver again? Or whatever that monster's called.
It's going to appear shaking its appendages. It's
quite an impressive bit of acting, isn't it? How many people do you reckon they've got in there? Just one?
I've no idea. I can barely work out. What is it? Is it like a giant leaf? Like, it's...
I was getting cockroach vibes, actually.
Yeah, I can see that.
What's happening? We're going down!
You know, I've just realised now, seeing the Doctor wasn't in the last episode very much, was he?
No, I think... Was he in it at all?
Maybe not, actually. I don't recall seeing him.
I think I read somewhere that during one of the scenes coming down that ramp on the saucer, he was being carried by someone and he fell over and injured himself, and I think they gave him a week off.
Right.
So it was to kind of help him get better. I might be wrong.
I love how they kind of had to really adapt things as they went, because it was kind of a, show must go on.
Yeah. This could do with a bit more dramatic music to create any drama.
It sounds like a toddler. Oh, did
smacking
you just...
him with his cane?
That power stance there.
And that Robo-Man's trying to escape.
Oh.
Oh, that's a good... That's good. Like that, the body on the ladder.
Yeah.
No, I never take life. Only when my own is immediately threatened. Now then, let us make our
There you
way
go.
to this mine.
After our discussion about
Huh.
killing Daleks and whatnot.
He says that, and yet he wanted to stone that person to death in an unearthly child.
Exactly. Could argue that, they were threatened by being slowed down by the dead person, so maybe
That's
his life
true.
was threatened.
Yeah, that's true.
In the forest, dogs, savage beasts.
So this, I've actually got a bit of trivia here. The younger lady here,
Yeah.
of the two ladies in the cabin, was called Jean Conroy. That's her there.
Yeah.
And she actually died before this was shown.
No way.
So they filmed it sometime earlier in the year, and she died in the November before it aired because she was hit by a car.
Gosh.
And she was only 30 years old, and she's the first person connected to Doctor Who to actually pass away in relation to the show, and she's the only person in history who's been in the show who's died before their episode has actually aired.
Wow.
So, a bit of a tragic story, really, because, like I
Yeah.
say, she was only 30, and, apparently she just, got run over by a car, and that was that. So never even saw it make it to air.
Awful. Awful.
But, I mean, the thing you've got to remember about so many of these episodes we're watching, I mean, almost, in some of these stories, almost everybody is now dead.
Yeah, it is a weird kind of thought, isn't it?
A lot of them, the production crew, if you were sort of 40 years old working on this at the time, you'd be over 100.
Yeah.
By now, you'd be lucky to be alive.
I know it sounds a bit cliche, but when we watch these, it really is a window into a different time, isn't it?
Well, yeah. And in some way, these people, in perhaps ways they didn't expect, they've left a bit of a legacy. Even this lady...
Yeah.
Jean Conroy, being part of the Dalek invasion of Earth, she's, I know Doctor Who was popular at this point, but did she think that 60 years, or roughly 60 years, after her death, people would still be talking about her?
Huh.
Because she was in Doctor Who.
Yeah.
I very much doubt it, But yeah, I mean, I think there's a few stories in the classic era where there's no one left alive. There's not many at the moment. Obviously, it will get more and more as time goes on. But
Yeah.
and there was an episode. I think until recently, only maybe the last few years, I think there was a story in the McCoy era where it was like the only classic era story where everybody in the cast was still alive.
Right.
And then someone passed away. But I think there's
That's a weird thought, isn't it?
yeah. But of course, so of course. I mean, it's amazing that William Russell's still alive.
Yeah, because I mean, he goes right back to the very first episode. Now, how do we feel about this this relationship?
Grandfather stood up to the journey fantastically well.
He's a pretty fantastic sort of man.
Fantastic. Oh my, what the heck?
Guess tea time, people.
How old is Susan meant to be again? Like,
Oh yeah.
did the doctor notice?
I know. I think he. I think they stopped before he came up.
If he'd seen, he might have been able to use his iconic line again. What you need is a smacked bottom.
I think he would have hit David with his cane.
How dare you? But you see, that's made me think. It almost feels like Susan has fallen between two stools as a character. She's either the young girl who's kind of screaming a lot of the time, but this is giving us a taste of what it would be like if she was actually quite mature and grown up. It's made me realise, maybe if they committed to that a bit more, she would have been a better served character.
Nice, that was good. Like that line.
Yes. Mother.
Move. It's not good, is it? Let's be honest.
It's funny, we got this app that could turn your voice to make it sound like, I think, a Dalek or Darth Vader of someone, but of course they couldn't use those actual names from franchises. So
Right.
the Darth Vader voice was called Garth Badder. I kind of love that. We know exactly what it was going for. They just changed the name slightly.
Must speak to someone in authority.
Barbara is very bold, isn't she?
So they said they want to pilot the planet so they can use the planet as like a ship they can move around. Do you remember in the Stolen Earth the Doctor says, someone tried to move the Earth before?
Ah, that's referring back to this.
Here we are.
Crazy.
He's like, but it can't be.
Oh no, Ian's in there.
Over control to close position. Motor running.
Oh, this is cool.
Moving. As soon as the capsule is in position.
That black Dalek looks great. Still think it looks great.
Yeah.
This is some nice model work on here. I really like this.
Wow.
There you go. There we go. I don't think it's let up, to be honest. Maybe there wasn't quite as much going on in that episode, but I think the fact you've got new locations again, kind of more in the mines there, and you've got the Black Dalek and all these kind of bits going on. To me, it's still moving along really nicely as a story.
Yeah, that was brilliant, wasn't it? It felt like there's enough going on in the plot to keep you interested. It didn't feel like filler.
All killer.
No.
All killer, no filler.
Yeah.
And what do you make of the? And we talked a bit about it, but the Susan and David.
Yeah. Well, as I say, it made me think. Actually, maybe if they'd cast if they'd made Susan, say, a 20-year-old character rather than whatever she's meant to be, then maybe she would have been better served, and shown sort of been a more mature character. But it kind of feels like for a lot of it they've tried to play her as a very young character, which is why this felt quite shocking, because it was like, what? Where did that come from? I was expecting Ian and Barbara to kiss before Susan did.
There you go. Yeah, no. Well, all the evidence of the story so far, you'd think that would be the case, wouldn't you? But yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed that one. Let us know what you thought of episode 5. Was it killer or was it filler? Let us know. And join us for episode 6 soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.